We're diving into the fascinating world of the 1999 D Washington $quarter coin. Could this humble coin hiding in your pocket change be worth millions? Stick around to find out its history, value, and the rare features that make it a collector's dream. The Washington quarter has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1932, featuring the iconic profile of George Washington. But 1999 was a landmark year for quarters. It marked the beginning of the wildly popular state quarters program. This series featured designs for each U.S. state, starting with Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut. The 1999 D Mint Mark quarters were struck at the Denver Mint and bear the special designs of these states. Collectors were instantly drawn to these coins for their historical significance and artistic appeal. One of the most iconic coins from 1999 is the Delaware State Quarter, showcasing Caesar Rodney's historic horseback ride. But here's the kicker. Not all 1999 D quarters are created equal. Most 1999 D quarters you find in circulation are worth their face value, just 25 cents. But for collectors, condition is everything. Quarters in uncirculated condition or with high grades, such as MS 65 or higher, can fetch between $10 and $50. And proof-like coins with sharp details and no scratches? They can be even more valuable. But wait, the true treasures are the rare errors and varieties. Let's talk about those jackpot coins worth thousands or even millions. Here's where things get exciting. Some 1999 D Washington quarters are worth a fortune due to minting errors or rare characteristics. Let's break down a few examples. Quarters with off-center designs, where part of the coin's image is missing, can sell for $500 to $2,000, depending on how dramatic the error is. These are coins where the design has been accidentally doubled during minting. A 1999 D double-die quarter can be worth $1,000 or more. If the top metal layer of the coin is missing or improperly bonded, the coin can fetch $5,000 or higher at auction. Coins struck on the wrong type of metal planchet, like a dime or nickel, are some of the rarest and can be worth millions of dollars. In fact, one of the most stunning sales involved a 1999 D Washington quarter with a minting error that sold for over $100,000. Who knows? Your next coin could be a record breaker. Now, if you're wondering how to find these valuable coins, start by checking your spare change, piggy banks, or coin rolls from the bank. Look closely at the design, mint mark, and overall condition. Preserve your finds. Store them in protective coin holders and avoid touching the surface with your fingers. For higher value coins, consider getting them graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. It's an investment that can dramatically increase the coin's resale value. So, there you have it. The 1999 D Washington quarter is more than just a piece of pocket change. It's a potential treasure waiting to be discovered. Whether it's the historical designs, the pristine condition, or those rare, jaw-dropping errors, these coins hold immense value for collectors. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more coin collecting tips, and share it with your friends who might have a hidden fortune in their spare change. We're diving into the fascinating world of the 2014 P Mint Mark Washington $quarter coin. You might be surprised to learn that this seemingly common coin can be worth a lot more than you think. Stick around to discover the history, value, and why some of these coins could be worth millions. Let's get started. The Washington quarter has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1932, but the 2014 P Mint Mark quarter holds a unique spot in its history. This coin was released as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which showcases U.S. national parks and historic sites. 2014 marked the year the Great Sand Dunes National Park and Preserve in Colorado was featured on the back of the quarter. The reverse features a stunning design of the sand dunes with a soaring bird in the sky, a beautiful tribute to this national treasure. Now, what makes the 2014 P Mint quarter special? The P Mint mark is key. This coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which is one of the primary U.S. mints. While most quarters in the past decades were produced at the Denver Mint or the San Francisco Mint, the 2014 P is unique because it marked the first time in decades that a quarter with a P Mint mark was produced for circulation. Why does the P Mint mark matter? Well, it's relatively rare for quarters in general to bear the P Mint mark, as the Philadelphia Mint primarily handles coins like pennies and nickels. This makes the 2014 P quarter somewhat more collectible. Okay, so how much is this quarter worth? Well, a regular 2014 P quarter in good condition is worth face value, just 25 cents. However, when it comes to coin collecting, things can get a lot more interesting. Uncirculated coins or those with unique errors can fetch a premium. The value skyrockets for high-quality specimens in mint condition. Coins graded items 65 or higher can easily be worth several dollars. And if you have one in pristine condition, you could sell it for upwards of $10. But here's where it gets really exciting. Rare variations and coins with unique errors are what can really send the value of these quarters into the millions. For example, a 2014 P quarter with a double die error, where the design is accidentally stamped multiple times, could sell for thousands or even millions at auction. One famous example is the 2014 P with a double die reverse error. These coins can be incredibly valuable to the right collector, especially if they're well preserved and correctly identified. Imagine owning a coin that's worth millions just because of a small mistake made during the minting process. So, where can you find these potentially valuable coins? Well, they're still out there. You might find them in rolls of coins from your bank or in pocket change from everyday transactions. If you spot a 2014 P quarter, inspect it carefully, especially the reverse side for any unusual features or errors. Look for signs of misprints, double dies, or any other irregularities. If you think you've found a rare coin, don't hesitate to get it appraised by a professional. As time passes, the 2014 P quarter could increase in value. Coins that were once considered common often become highly sought after as years go by, especially when they're tied to historical events or national landmarks. Who knows? The value of a pristine 2014 P quarter could continue to rise, making it a great investment for collectors. So, whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone who loves the idea of finding treasure in your pocket change, the 2014 P Mint Mark Washington quarter is definitely one to keep an eye on. If you're lucky enough to find one with an error or in mint condition, you could be sitting on a coin worth a lot more than just 25 cents. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1972 no-mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. You might have one in your pocket right now, and it could be worth far more than you think. So, let's get started. 1972 Washington quarter dollar. History, value, and the potential for millions. First, let's talk about the history behind the 1972 Washington quarter. This coin was minted during an interesting period in U.S. coinage history. The 1972 Washington quarter is part of the broader series that began in 1932 to honor the first president of the United States, George Washington. What makes the 1972 version stand out is the fact that it lacks a mint mark. Camera zooms in on the obverse side showing the Washington quarter, focusing on the year 1972 and the lack of a mint mark. So you may be wondering, what's the deal with a quarter that doesn't have a mint mark? In the early years of the Washington quarter series, the U.S. Mint used a mint mark to indicate where the coin was produced. However, in 1972, coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint were produced without a mint mark. This was standard practice at the time for Philadelphia-made coins, which led to a few misconceptions and created some intrigue among collectors. Various images of rare and valuable Washington quarters flashing across the screen. Now, here's where things get interesting. While the 1972 Washington quarter is not technically rare, it has some quirks that make it highly collectible, and in certain cases worth a small fortune. Due to some minor errors and wear in production, specific varieties of this coin have caught the eye of collectors. And, of course, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. Value of the 1972 no-mint Mark Washington quarter. Let's talk value. The standard 1972 Washington quarter without a mint mark, in typical circulated condition, is worth around 25 cents, just its face value. However, that's not the whole story. Coins in better-than-average condition, such as those graded in MS65 or higher, can fetch anywhere from $10 to $50 on the market. But that's just the beginning. Slow-motion footage of a rare 1972 quarter under a magnifying glass highlighting the details. Here's where the potential for millions comes into play. If you come across a 1972 Washington quarter that has a unique variety, such as a rare double die or a high-grade specimen with no mint mark and flawless features, you could be looking at a coin worth thousands of dollars. In some extreme cases, especially if it has unique characteristics that make it stand out in the collecting world, these coins have been sold for over $1 million at auction. Footage of a coin auction with rare coins being sold at a high price. For example, a 1972 Washington quarter with significant minting errors, such as a double die reverse or other unusual characteristics, could sell for tens of thousands of dollars or more. Some have even gone under the hammer for record-breaking amounts. But finding one of these coins isn't easy. So, how can you tell if your 1972 Washington quarter might be worth millions? First, always check for any doubling on the lettering, particularly on the reverse side. If the details look blurry or have an unusual appearance, that could be a sign of a double die error. Also, the overall condition of the coin matters immensely. Coins graded in higher conditions are worth much more than those that are heavily worn. Close-up of a coin grading scale and a professional coin grading tool. If you think you might have a valuable 1972 Washington quarter, it's a good idea to get it graded by a professional. Coin grading services like the PCGS or NGC can assess your coin's condition and authenticate any potential errors. This could significantly increase its value on the market. To wrap up, while the 1972 no-mint mark Washington quarter might not seem extraordinary at first glance, it holds the potential to be a collector's dream. With the right condition, unique varieties, or minting errors, it could be worth thousands or even millions of dollars. Hey coin collectors and treasure hunters! Did you know that your 2000p Washington quarter might be worth more than just 25 cents? That's right. Some of these coins could fetch millions of dollars at auction. Stay tuned as we dive into the fascinating history, collectible value, and the secret behind these sought-after coins. The Washington quarter has been a cornerstone of U.S. currency since 1932, when it was first minted to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. But in 2000, the U.S. Mint introduced the State Quarters program, which temporarily replaced the traditional eagle reverse. However, quarters like this one, minted in Philadelphia in 2000, were part of the original design, making them a unique relic of a transitional era in coinage history. What makes the 2000p Washington quarter stand out? First, the P mint mark signifies that it was struck in Philadelphia. Second, while billions of these coins were produced, a select few contain fascinating errors and rare characteristics that make them worth a fortune. These happen when the coin is struck improperly. This rare error shows doubling on inscriptions like "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." Coins struck on defective or wrong-sized blanks. Here's where things get exciting. While most 2000p Washington quarters are worth face value, a few have sold for thousands and even millions. One reason is their mint state condition or perfect grading by professionals like PCGS or NGC. A coin graded MS 67 or higher is considered extremely rare and valuable. Another reason: rare error coins from this year that excite collectors around the globe. For example, a 2000p quarter with a dramatic mint error sold for tens of thousands at auction. And rumor has it, there's a special prototype version of the 2000p quarter that could be worth millions. If you can find it, look for off-center strikes, doubling, or unusual markings. Coins with no scratches, wear, or tarnish are more valuable. Professional grading services can authenticate and assign a value to your coin. Research auction results. See what similar coins have sold for in the past. Imagine finding a coin worth millions in your pocket change. That's the dream for every collector. So, don't overlook those 2000p Washington quarters. Start inspecting your quarters today. You might just strike gold. We're diving into the fascinating world of the 1991p Washington quarter. Its history, value, and the jaw-dropping reason why some can be worth millions.
Yes, millions.
So stick around because you don't want to miss this. Let's start with a little history. The 1991p Washington quarter is part of the iconic Washington quarter series, first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. By 1991, these quarters were being minted at the Philadelphia Mint, as indicated by the P Mint mark right above the date. Did you know? Over 645 million of these coins were minted in Philadelphia in 1991. That means they were a pretty common coin for everyday use back in the day. But as we'll see later, rarity isn't always what makes a coin valuable. Now, let's take a closer look at the design. On the obverse, you've got the timeless bust of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. The reverse features the majestic bald eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and an olive branch. It's a classic design that remained virtually unchanged for decades, making it instantly recognizable to collectors. So, what's the typical value of a 1991 P Washington quarter? For most circulated coins, you're looking at face value just 25 cents. However, if you have an uncirculated coin or one in MS65 grade or higher, its value can jump to $10 to $25. And if it's a proof coin, which wasn't made in Philadelphia, it could fetch even more depending on its condition. Grading scale images with MS, mint state, examples. But here's the kicker. A tiny error, a rare variety, or a unique condition can send the value of this coin into the stratosphere. Alright, let's talk about the big money. While most 1991 P quarters are common, a few have sold for staggering amounts due to errors or unique characteristics. These include coins struck with misaligned or double dies are incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. This is when part of the coin is missing due to a minting mistake, struck on the wrong planchet. For instance, a quarter accidentally struck on a dime or foreign coin blank can fetch thousands to even millions of dollars at auction. In fact, some error coins have sold for upwards of $1 million due to their rarity and historical significance. So, if you've got a 1991 P quarter with an unusual look, don't ignore it. Look for any visible errors like doubling, off-centering, or unusual shapes. A standard quarter should weigh 5.67 grams. If yours is lighter or heavier, it might be struck on a wrong planchet. Small errors like die cracks or doubling can sometimes only be seen under magnification. For higher value coins, send them to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to authenticate and certify its value. So, there you have it. The 1991 P Washington quarter might seem like an ordinary coin, but it holds the potential to change your life if you find the right one. Check your pocket change, raid your old coin jar, and who knows? You might just have $1 million coin sitting in your collection. If you found this video helpful, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more coin hunting tips and fascinating stories. Also, comment below if you've ever found a rare coin. I'd love to hear about it. Did you know that a simple 1999 P Washington quarter dollar could be worth millions? That's right. This common-looking coin might just be a hidden treasure. Stick around as we dive into its history, special features, and how you can spot one that's worth a fortune. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932, honoring the first president of the United States. But by 1999, something monumental changed. This was the year the U.S. Mint launched the state quarters program. The P Mint mark on these quarters indicates that they were minted in Philadelphia. In 1999, the first 5 state quarters were released: Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut. Each design represented the rich history and culture of its respective state, making these quarters instant collectibles. So, what makes the 1999 P Washington quarter so special? While millions were produced, the key is in the rare errors and pristine conditions. Collectors are always on the lookout for quarters with errors, such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, or other minting mistakes. These errors make an ordinary coin extraordinary and extremely valuable. Now let's talk about value. While a regular 1999 P Washington quarter is worth its face value, 25 cents, some coins in pristine, uncirculated condition have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But here's where it gets really exciting. A 1999 P quarter can fetch millions if it features unique errors or has an exceptionally high grade, like an MS69 or MS70 from professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC. These high grades mean the coin is nearly perfect, with no visible flaws under magnification. So, how do you find one of these valuable coins? Start by checking your pocket change, coin jars, or even rolls of quarters from the bank. Look for the P mint mark located to the right of Washington's portrait. Errors, such as doubling on the lettering or design, a flawless coin surface for high grades. Some errors to look for include doubling on the reverse state designs, die cracks, or misaligned strikes. These errors could skyrocket the value of your quarter. Get it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. Research recent auction sales for similar coins, listed on trusted platforms like eBay or Heritage Auctions, or consult with a reputable coin dealer. A little effort could turn your coin into a life-changing payday. So, there you have it, the 1999 P Washington quarter is more than just pocket change. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, you could be sitting on a treasure worth millions. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video to spread the word. And don't forget to check your coins. You might just strike gold. We're diving into the fascinating history of the 2017 P Washington quarter, its value, and why some of these coins are making headlines for being worth millions of dollars. So stick around. You don't want to miss this. The 2017 P Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. What makes this coin truly special is its historical significance. For the first time ever, the Philadelphia Mint included a P mint mark on circulating quarters. This was done to celebrate the Mint's 225th anniversary, a major milestone in U.S. numismatic history. Before 2017, coins from Philadelphia didn't bear a mint mark, which makes this coin a unique collector's item. On the obverse, you'll see the iconic bust of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, a classic look that has graced quarters since 1932. On the reverse, you'll find various designs depending on the series. In 2017, the quarters featured designs from the America the Beautiful series, celebrating national parks and historical sites across the United States. A perfect combination of tradition and modern artistry. Now let's talk value. In circulated condition, most 2017 P quarters are worth face value, 25 cents. However, if you have a coin in mint state condition, especially one graded MS67 or higher, it could fetch anywhere from $10 to $50. And for those elusive MS68 or MS69 grades, prices can jump to hundreds of dollars. Always check your coins for exceptional quality or luster. Look for doubling on Washington's profile or the lettering. These imperfections can add immense value. Coins with dramatic misalignments are incredibly rare and sought after. 0.1 error coin from this series sold at auction for over $10,000. And who knows? A perfectly preserved or unique error coin could even fetch a price in the millions at a high-profile auction. Make sure it's a 2017 P. Use a magnifying glass to examine the details. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to certify its condition. See what similar coins have sold for online. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, always check your pocket change. That ordinary quarter in your wallet might just be a hidden gem. The 2017 P Washington quarter is not only a piece of history but also a coin with incredible potential. You never know. You could be holding a $1 million masterpiece in your hand. We're diving into the fascinating world of the 1997 D Mint Mark Washington $quarter coins. Could one of these coins in your collection be worth millions? Let's find out. The Washington Quarter series, first introduced in 1932, honors the first U.S. President, George Washington. By 1997, the U.S. Mint in Denver was producing millions of these quarters, marked with the iconic D Mint mark. In fact, over 596 million were struck that year. These coins were part of the pre-statehood quarter era, making them a classic piece of U.S. coinage history. Let's talk about the design. The obverse features the timeless portrait of George Washington by John Flanagan, with the date 1997 and the D Mint mark proudly displayed. Flip it over, and you'll see the iconic eagle on the reverse, wings spread wide, a symbol of American strength and freedom. So, what's the value of a 1997 D quarter in today's market? Most coins from this year are still in circulation and worth face value, just 25 cents. However, if your coin is in mint state condition, things get interesting. Coins graded MS65 or higher can sell for around $10 to $25. But what if there's more to the story? Check Washington's profile and the inscriptions for doubling. Quarters struck off-center can fetch a hefty premium. A missing portion of the coin is a rare find. Look for unique metal composition anomalies. In recent years, some of these error coins have sold for upwards of $10,000 to $20,000 at auctions. Imagine finding one of these treasures in your pocket change. Use a magnifying glass to spot errors. Submit your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Store your coin in a protective holder to avoid damage. These steps could be the difference between a coin worth 25 cents and one worth a small fortune. Who knew a humble 1997 D Washington quarter could be a hidden treasure? Check your piggy banks, pocket change, and collections. You never know what you might find. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates on rare and valuable coins. Let us know in the comments if you've discovered any rare quarters or have questions about coin collecting. We're diving into one of the most talked about coins in the hobby. The 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter dollar. Could it really be worth millions of dollars? Stick around to find out. History of the 1965 Washington quarter. The story of the 1965 Washington quarter is deeply tied to a pivotal moment in U.S. monetary history. In the early 1960s, a coin shortage rocked the United States. Silver prices were skyrocketing, making older coins more valuable for their metal content than their face value. To solve this, Congress passed the Coinage Act of 1965, which removed silver from dimes and quarters, replacing it with a copper-nickel composition. This was the first year the U.S. Mint produced quarters without any silver content. These coins are made of a copper-nickel clad composition with a pure copper core. And as you can see here, the copper edge is a dead giveaway of its composition. The value of the 1965 Washington quarter. Most 1965 quarters are pretty common. The U.S. Mint struck over 1.8 billion quarters that year at the Philadelphia Mint, hence the lack of a mint mark. For standard circulated coins, they're generally worth their face value or slightly more for collectors, around $1 to $3 depending on condition. But things get interesting with high-grade examples. A quarter in MS65 or higher condition can fetch anywhere between $50 and $300. And if you have one in MS67 or higher, you're looking at values upwards of $1,500 or more. Could it be worth millions? Now, let's get to the million-dollar question, literally. Could a 1965 quarter be worth millions? The answer is yes, but only under extremely rare circumstances. There's a rare error coin known as the 1965 silver transitional quarter. In 1965, the U.S. Mint transitioned from silver to clad coinage, but a few leftover silver planchets from 1964 were accidentally used to strike some 1965 quarters. These coins contain 90% silver instead of the copper-nickel alloy. How can you tell if you have one? First, check the coin's edge. If it doesn't show the copper core and instead has a solid silver edge, you might have something special. A definitive test would involve weighing the coin. A regular 1965 quarter weighs 5.67 grams, while a silver quarter weighs slightly more, around 6.25 grams. These ultra-rare 1965 silver quarters have sold for upwards of $7,000 to $10,000 at auctions. And in pristine condition, they could even cross the million-dollar mark. But that's not all. The 1965 Washington quarter also has some notable error varieties that collectors pay a premium for. Look for off-center strikes, double die obverse, or reverse-clipped planchets. Depending on the error and condition, these coins can fetch anywhere from $50 to several $1,000s. So, always examine your coins carefully. The 1965 Washington quarter is more than just a piece of pocket change. It's a coin with a fascinating history and some serious hidden value. Whether it's a pristine high-grade example or a rare error coin, this quarter is a must-watch for any collector. So, Grab your magnifying glass and start hunting. Who knows? You could be holding a fortune in your pocket right now. We're diving into the world of the 2004p Washington quarter-dollar coins. Could this coin hiding in your pocket change be worth a fortune? Stick around to find out. The 2004p Washington quarter is part of the 50-state quarters program, a groundbreaking series issued by the U.S. Mint between 1999 and 2008. This specific coin represents 5 states released that year: Michigan, Florida, Texas, Iowa, and Wisconsin. Each design tells a unique story about the state it represents. From Michigan's Great Lakes to Texas' famous Lone Star, these quarters were minted in Philadelphia, hence the P Mint mark, and were made primarily for circulation. With over 500 million minted that year, these coins are relatively common. But here's where it gets interesting. While most 2004p Washington quarters are worth face value, 25 cents, their value can increase dramatically depending on 2 factors: condition and rarity. Uncirculated coins graded as MS 65 or higher can fetch between $5 and $20. But the real treasure lies in error coins. Error coins and their million-dollar value where the design or text is doubled. Coins misaligned during minting. Raised lines across the coin's surface. Now, here's the million-dollar question. Are any 2004p quarters worth millions? While no confirmed 2004p coin has sold for millions yet, rare error coins and high-grade specimens can sell for hundreds or even thousands at auction. Keep an eye on those coins. You never know what treasures you might uncover. Check for minting errors like doubling, cracks, or off-center strikes. Examine the coin's condition. Look for sharp details and know where. Consider professional grading if you think you've got a gem. Closing thoughts. So, could your 2004p Washington quarter be worth millions? While it's rare, these coins can still bring significant value to collectors, especially if they feature errors or are in pristine condition. Always check your change. You might just strike it rich. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss out on our coin collecting tips and hidden treasures. Have a rare coin story? Drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear about it.